It's deep in the night. The narrow cobblestone streets are empty, slick with a gentle mist that has settled over the town. Above, the moon is hidden behind a quilt of thick, gray clouds, making the world below feel intimate, enclosed, hushed. The only sound in the street is the very faint, rhythmic dripping of condensation falling from the eaves of the thatched roofs. You're here, awake, while the rest of the world sleeps. It's quiet, but your mind is anything but. Thoughts race, worries build, and the weight of the day presses down, refusing to let go. This feeling, this late-night loneliness, is something many of us know all too well. It's a space where anxieties can feel larger than life, and the future seems uncertain. But I want you to know, you're not alone in this moment. We're here together, sharing this quiet space. Let's try something. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling the cool night air fill your lungs. And now, exhale gently through your mouth, releasing the tension you've been holding. Let your shoulders drop. Feel your muscles relax. Let's do that one more time. Inhale peace, exhale worry. This simple act of breathing is a powerful anchor. It brings us back to the present, away from the spiraling thoughts. The night doesn't have to be a time for fear. It can be a sanctuary, a moment of stillness in a chaotic world. Think of the mist outside, not as something that obscures, but as something that softens the hard edges of the day. The silence isn't empty. It's full of potential. Potential for rest, for reflection, for peace. The dripping water from the rooftops isn't a disturbance, but a gentle, steady rhythm, like a soft lullaby for the sleeping town. Close your eyes for a moment, if you feel comfortable. Imagine yourself walking down that quiet cobblestone street. Each step is light, almost soundless. The air is cool on your skin. You feel a sense of calm wash over you. There's no one to impress, no deadlines to meet. It's just you and the peaceful night. You are safe here. You are at ease. This quiet street is your own private world, a place where you can just be. Sometimes, our minds get stuck on a loop of what ifs. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Tonight, let's try a different question. What if everything works out? What if you are stronger than you think? What if this moment of quiet is exactly what you need to recharge? Let these new possibilities settle in your heart, gently replacing the old fears. Remember that even on the cloudiest nights, the moon is still there. It hasn't disappeared. It's just resting behind the clouds, waiting for its time to shine again. Your own light, your strength, your hope, it's all still there too, even when it feels hidden. The clouds will pass, the sun will rise. A new day will bring new opportunities and a fresh perspective. For now, allow yourself this time. This is not wasted time. It's healing time. It's a gift you give to yourself. Let the quiet of the night soothe your soul. Let the gentle rhythm of your own breath guide you toward rest. You've done enough for today. You are enough. It's time to let go and find peace in this stillness. If you ever feel overwhelmed and need someone to talk to, remember that help is always available. You can reach out to a friend, a family member, or a professional. But he is not rushing. Oh no. In this place, there is no such thing as rushing. Push gently on the heavy oak door. It swings open on well-oiled iron hinges, making no sound at all. The air here is different. It is warm and dry, and it smells of comforting, ancient things. You breathe in the scent of charcoal dust, earthy and grounding. You smell the sweet, honeyed aroma of beeswaxed candle, and underneath it all, a faint, almost imperceptible fragrance of old parchment and rich, oiled leather. It's the scent of stories, of histories written and unwritten, a perfume that settles into your soul and whispers of ages past. This is a place out of time, a sanctuary where the frantic pace of the outside world simply melts away. Inside, the light is soft, a gentle golden glow that seems to emanate from the very walls themselves. The room is circular, vast and yet intimate, with a domed ceiling that disappears into a dance of shadows high above. Bookshelves, carved from the same dark oak as the door, line every inch of the walls, climbing so high you can't see where they end. They are crammed, overflowing with books of every imaginable size, shape, and color. Some are tiny, pocket-sized volumes with delicate, gilded spines. Others are immense, heavy tomes bound in cracked leather and clasped with tarnished brass. Ladders on wheels rest against the shelves, their rungs worn smooth by countless hands and feet that have climbed in search of knowledge and adventure. It's a library, yes, but it's more than that. It's a living, breathing archive of human imagination. A figure sits at a large, circular table in the center of the room. It's the man you followed, the one who never rushes. He's an old man, with a cascade of silver hair and a beard that flows down his chest like a waterfall of moonlight. His face is a roadmap of wrinkles, each line a story, each crease a memory. He wears simple, homespun robes of deep blue, and his hands, though gnarled with age, move with a surprising grace and precision. He's not reading. Instead, he's carefully tending to a collection of small, flickering flames that dance atop a dozen or more beeswax candles. He trims a wick here, straightens a candle there. His movements slow, deliberate, and filled with a profound sense of purpose. He hasn't noticed you, or if he has, he gives no sign. He is completely absorbed in his task, a guardian of the light in this temple of words. You take a hesitant step forward, your boots making no sound on the intricate mosaic floor. The tiles beneath your feet form a spiraling pattern of suns, moons, and stars, a cosmos in miniature. As you draw closer, you notice details you missed from the doorway. Dust motes dance like tiny fairies in the shafts of candlelight, each one a universe unto itself. The air hums with a low, resonant frequency, a sound you feel more than you hear, like the purring of a giant, sleeping cat. It's the collective sigh of thousands upon thousands of stories, all waiting patiently to be told, to be heard, to be lived. You can feel their presence, a palpable energy that makes the hairs on your arms stand on end, not from fear, but from a sense of overwhelming wonder. You find yourself drawn to a nearby shelf. Your fingers trail over the spines, feeling the different textures. Here, the rough, unyielding surface of tooled leather. There, the smooth, cool feel of vellum. You pull one out at random. It's surprisingly light. The cover is a deep, forest green, with no title or marking. You open it, and the pages are blank, all of them. You flip through, a sense of confusion giving way to curiosity. You put it back and select another, a heavy red book with a bronze clasp. You unhook it, and the cover swings open to reveal pages filled with a script you don't recognize. Beautiful and flowing, like music captured on paper. Every book seems to hold a different secret, a different world. Some are filled with intricate drawings of fantastical beasts, others with complex astronomical charts, and still others with pressed flowers that release a ghostly fragrance when the page is turned. Finally, the old man looks up. His eyes are the color of a clear winter sky, and they seem to look right through you. Not in a judging way, but with a deep, ancient understanding. A gentle smile touches his lips. He doesn't speak, but he gestures with one hand toward the endless shelves, an open invitation. The gesture is clear. This place is not just his. It belongs to anyone who seeks it, anyone who is willing to slow down, to listen, to lose themselves in the magic of a story. You realize then that you are not just a visitor. You are part of this place now. You have breathed its air, walked its floors, and felt its heartbeat. You smile back, a silent thank you passing between you. You turn back to the shelves, your heart filled with a quiet joy, and begin your search. Not for any particular book, but for the story that is waiting for you. Come closer. Let the warmth of the hearth chase away the night's chill. Can you feel it? The stones of this room hold the heat of the day, a silent promise against the cold that creeps outside. It's a small space, yes, but it's a haven. Every stone, every worn surface tells a story. Look at the fire, how it breathes. It's not a roaring blaze anymore, just a heart of glowing embers. See how they pulse. A soft, rhythmic light, shifting from a bright, hopeful orange to a deep, restful crimson. It's like the room itself is alive, breathing with you. This is a place of peace, a place to let the worries of the world melt away like snowflakes on a warm palm. Now, let your eyes wander over to the corner. That's the workbench. Run your hand along its surface. You can almost feel the history there, can't you? It's worn smooth, not by sandpaper or tools, but by generations of hands. Hands that shaped wood, mended leather, and fixed what was broken. Imagine the stories this bench could tell if it could speak. The quiet concentration of a craftsman late at night. The gentle guidance of a parent teaching a child a trade. The satisfied sigh after a long day's work. Well done. Every nick, every stain is a chapter in a long, unwritten book. It's more than just a piece of furniture. It's a legacy. It stands as a testament to hard work, to creation, to the simple, profound joy of making something with your own two hands. The air in here is thick with the scent of wood smoke and old leather. A comforting perfume that speaks of home and security. There are no grand windows to the world, only these thick, sturdy walls. They don't just keep the cold out, they keep the quiet in. They create a sanctuary, a bubble of tranquility, where time seems to slow down. In a world that rushes and shouts, this room whispers. It invites you to be still, to listen not with your ears, but with your soul. To hear the gentle sigh of the embers, the faint echo of hammers long silent, the steady rhythm of your own heart. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest treasures are not found in the wide world, but in the small, quiet spaces we create for ourselves. Think about the hands that built this room. They laid each stone with purpose, not just to build a shelter, but to craft a space of refuge. They knew the bite of the wind and the sting of the rain, so they made the walls thick. They knew the loneliness of the dark, so they built a hearth to be the heart of the home, a constant source of light and warmth. There's an honesty in this construction, a simple, powerful logic. Nothing is for show, everything has a purpose. It's a philosophy of life built into the very structure of the room. Be strong, be warm, be a place of comfort for those you shelter. Let's return to the fire. It's the focal point, the soul of the room. Even as it fades to embers, its job isn't over. It still provides warmth, a gentle, radiant heat that seeps into your bones. It provides light, just enough to see the familiar shapes in the room, to feel safe. This stage of the fire is one of quiet companionship. It doesn't demand your attention with crackling flames, but offers a steady presence. It's like a good friend sitting with you in comfortable silence. You don't need to talk, you just need to be. The embers will hold the warmth through the night, a silent guardian until the morning comes and it's time to rekindle the flame once more. And that workbench, it's not just for work, it's a place of potential. Right now, it's clear, waiting for a new project, a new idea, a new burst of inspiration. It represents the endless cycle of creation and rest. There are times for busy hands and focused minds, and there are times for stillness, for allowing ideas to simmer and take shape. The smooth, worn wood is an invitation. What will be made here next? A child's toy, a mended tool, a carved figure from a piece of found wood. The possibilities are as endless as the imagination. It's a symbol of hope, a promise that even after a long day, a new day will come with new opportunities to create, to fix, to improve. The silence in this room isn't empty. It's full. It's full of the peace that comes from security. It's full of the satisfaction that comes from a legacy of hard work. It's full of the potential for what is to come. This room is a microcosm of a well-lived life. It has its strong foundations, its warm heart, its place for productive creation, and its moments of quiet reflection. It teaches us that we don't need vast halls or grand vistas to find contentment. We can find it right here, in a small, cozy room, with the soft glow of embers and the scent of wood smoke in the air. We can build our own sanctuaries, not just with stone and wood, but with moments of peace and acts of creation. As the last of the orange fades from the embers, leaving only a deep, pulsing red, the room settles into its final stage of quiet for the night. The shadows grow longer, softening the edges of the workbench and the stones in the wall. It's a time for rest, a time to recharge. The world outside can continue its frantic pace. In here, all is calm, all is well. This space is a reminder to find your own hearth, your own workbench, to cultivate a place within yourself that is strong, warm, and ready for whatever tomorrow brings. A place of quiet strength and enduring peace. I hope you found a little bit of warmth and peace here. He is an old man, with hair like spun silver and hands that tell 1,000 stories. He wears a heavy leather apron, soft as suede, over his wool tunic. He does not look up as you enter. He is entirely absorbed in his world of light and metal. Let us move closer and watch. On the bench in front of him sits a heavy iron bowl, filled with a black, tar-like substance. He takes a small, delicate silver chain and dips it into the dark liquid, coating it completely. The chain, once shimmering, is now dull and lifeless, dripping black goo back into the bowl. He lifts it out, lets it hang for a moment, and then, with a surprising gentleness, he lays it on a clean piece of linen cloth. He repeats this process with several other pieces: a signet ring, a pendant shaped like a raven's skull, and a pair of intricate filigree earrings. Each one is swallowed by the darkness, only to be laid to rest on the white cloth. Now, he turns to a small, worry machine on his right. It's a polishing wheel, its felt surface already stained with the ghosts of past projects. He picks up the tar-covered chain, its links now matted together. Holding it firmly, but with an expert's touch, he brings it to the spinning wheel. A soft hiss fills the air as the wheel begins its work. The black coating starts to disappear, but not entirely. This isn't about restoring the silver to its original state. It's about transformation. The polishing wheel strips away the black substance from the raised surfaces of the chain, the high points of each link, but in the crevices, the tiny gaps, and the recessed details, the darkness remains. A beautiful contrast begins to emerge. The silver that is revealed gleams with a brilliance that seems even brighter against the shadows now clinging to the metal. What was once a simple, shiny chain now has depth, character, and a sense of age. It looks ancient, like a relic unearthed from a forgotten king's tomb. This is the art of antiquing, of adding a story to metal with shadow and light. He sets the chain aside, its transformation complete, and picks up the signet ring. The process is the same, but the result is even more dramatic. The ring has an engraving on its face, a family crest perhaps, a lion rampant. Before, the details were subtle, almost lost in the uniform shine of the silver. But as the polishing wheel does its work, the lion leaps from the surface. The recessed lines of the engraving hold onto the black patina, making the image pop with stunning clarity. The muscles of the lion, the flow of its mane, the sharp glint in its eye, all are now defined by the darkness that frames them. The ring no longer looks new, it looks treasured, passed down through generations. Next are the earrings. Their filigree design is a complex web of silver threads, twisted and curled into delicate patterns. When they were dipped in the black liquid, the entire design vanished. Now, as he carefully buffs them, the magic happens again. The outermost surfaces of the wearwork catch the light, while the shadows linger in the spaces between. The intricate pattern, once a flat plane of silver, now has a three-dimensional quality. It's a dance of highlights and lowlights, making the earrings seem impossibly detailed, like miniature iron gates to a fairy garden. Finally, he turns to the raven skull pendant. This piece is different. It's not about fine lines, but about texture and form. The smooth dome of the skull, the deep eye sockets, the textured surface of the beak. As he polishes, the skull seems to come to life. The high-gloss finish on the smooth bone contrasts sharply with the deep, dark voids of the eyes, which now seem to stare into your very soul. The tiny, almost imperceptible lines and pits in the silver, meant to mimic real bone, are now accentuated by the dark patina, giving it a startlingly realistic and beautifully gothic appearance. He lines up the finished pieces on a fresh piece of velvet. The chain, the ring, the earrings, the pendant. They are a set now, united by their shared journey through darkness and back into the light. They are no longer just pieces of silver. They are artifacts. Each one tells a story, not of where it was made, but of the life it has supposedly lived. The hands of the old man, gnarled and stained, have not created something new, but have given these objects a history, a soul. He finally looks up, a faint smile playing on his lips. He gazes at his work, not with the pride of a creator, but with the quiet satisfaction of a storyteller who has just finished a tale. His workshop is silent again, save for the faint hum of the cooling motor on the polishing wheel. In this small, quiet room, time is not just measured in minutes and hours, but in the layers of shadow and light he so masterfully applies to metal. He has given these objects a past, and in doing so, has secured their future, ensuring they will be cherished not just for their beauty, but for the stories they now hold. This process is a reminder that beauty isn't always found in flawlessness and bright, uniform shine. Sometimes, true beauty lies in the contrast, in the imperfections, in the shadows that give depth and meaning to the light. It's in the history, real or imagined, that an object carries with it. The old man hasn't just made jewelry. He's crafted little pieces of history, ready to be worn and to begin a new chapter in their long and storied lives. He gathers them carefully, his work for the day done, leaving us to ponder the quiet magic we've just witnessed, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Tonight, we delve into the quiet world of reboots. It's a French word, whispered through the ages, meaning to push up. Here, in the soft glow of the workshop, a sheet of metal awaits its transformation. The artist is about to create something beautiful, but the process is anything but straightforward. To bring a design to life, he must push the metal from the back, from the unseen side, to make the image rise up on the front. It's a curious thing, isn't it? To create the flower, he must work on the reverse. He must work in the negative space. He cannot see the rose he is making. He must feel it. This ancient technique, found in treasures from Tutankhamun's tomb to the armor of medieval knights, is a conversation between the artist and the material. It's not about forcing the metal, it's about coaxing it. Each tap of the hammer, each press of the tool, is a question. The metal responds, stretching and thinning, remembering every single mark. There's no eraser in this craft. Every decision is permanent. The artist must be patient, deliberate, and fully present in the moment. He learns the metal's language, its limits, its willingness to yield. Think about how this mirrors our own lives. So often, we focus on the final picture, the perfect outcome we want to present to the world. We want the beautiful flower, the successful career, the happy family, all visible on the surface. But the real work, the transformative work, often happens in the unseen places. It happens in the quiet moments of struggle, in the hours of practice when no one is watching, in the difficult conversations and the tough decisions. It happens on the reverse side of our lives. The artist begins by gently tracing the design onto the metal. This is the plan, the dream. But once he flips it over, the lines become a mirror image, a backwards map. He must have faith that each tap on the unseen side is contributing to the beauty on the other. How many times have we been in that position? Eventually, the work is done. The artist cleans the metal, polishes it, and the rose is revealed in all its glory. Trust the process. The flower is taking shape, even when you can't see it. Down your arms, through your elbows, into your wrists, and all the way to the tips of your fingers. Your arms feel heavy and completely at ease. Now, the golden light moves into your neck, a delicate area that holds so much tension. Feel the muscles soften. Allow your head to feel heavy on the pillow. The warmth spreads across your scalp, down your forehead, smoothing out any lines of worry. It relaxes the tiny muscles around your eyes, softens your cheeks, and allows your jaw to unclench. Let your tongue rest gently in your mouth. Your entire face is now soft, serene, and calm. Your whole body is now filled with this warm, golden light of relaxation. You are completely supported. You are safe. There is nothing for you to do right now. Nowhere for you to be, except right here, in this moment of perfect stillness. Stay here for as long as you like, soaking in this deep sense of peace. Know that you can return to this feeling, this safe space, whenever you need it. It is always within you. When you are ready, you can begin to gently bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a slow, deep breath in, and as you exhale, gently open your eyes. Carry this feeling of calm and relaxation with you. Thank you for taking this time for yourself today. Ever wondered how those intricate patterns get onto a piece of silver? It's not magic. It's an ancient art called chasing and repousse, and it starts with something as simple as this: a flat sheet of silver, a few specialized tools, and a vision. Welcome to the world of silversmithing, where we transform metal into art. Today, we're diving deep into the very beginning of this process. It all starts here, with this pristine sheet of silver, glowing under the candlelight. It's smooth, almost like a mirror, full of potential. The first step is to secure it. We use something called chaser's pitch. It's a special mixture, often containing pitch, plaster of Paris, and tallow. We heat it until it becomes soft and pliable, like a thick, black tar. Then, we gently press our silver sheet into the warm pitch. As the pitch cools, it hardens, holding the silver securely in place. This solid backing is crucial. It supports the metal, preventing it from warping or tearing as we work, while still having just enough give to allow the silver to be shaped. I'll sketch it out lightly, just to give myself a guide. The key is to let the design breathe and evolve as I work. The metal often has its own ideas. Holding the chasing tool at a slight angle, I place its tip on the line of my design. Then, with the hammer, I begin to tap. Tap, tap, tap. It's a delicate dance. Each tap of the hammer drives the tool into the silver, creating a thin, indented line. My hand guides the tool, gliding it smoothly along the sketched pattern, while the hammer maintains a steady rhythm. Once the entire outline is chased onto the front, the real transformation begins. We need to work on the other side. So, we gently heat the pitch again until the silver sheet can be lifted off. You can see the clean, indented lines on the front. Now, we flip it over. On the back, you can see the faint, raised ridges that correspond to the lines we just chased. The piece is cleaned and then set back into the pitch, this time with the back side facing up. This is where repousse comes in. Repousse is a French word meaning to push up, using a different set of tools. These ones with more rounded and broader tips. We will work from the back of the piece to push the metal outwards. This is how we create volume, depth, and dimension. We are literally pushing the metal up, creating raised sections that will become the petals of a flower, the curve of a leaf, or the swell of a fruit. It's a testament to the idea that with skill and patience, the simplest instruments can create the most profound beauty. After countless hours of this intricate dance, the chasing and repousse work is complete. But we're not done yet. The final stages involve soldering any components together, filing, sanding, and finally, polishing. From a simple sheet of metal to a work of art, that is the journey of chasing and It's an art form that requires not just skill, but an immense amount of patience and a deep respect for the material. It's a slow, meditative craft in a fast-paced world. Have you ever seen a piece of art that just stops you in your tracks? Something so intricate, so detailed, it feels like it was whispered into existence rather than made by human hands. Today, we're stepping into a world where metal behaves like clay, and hammers sing a song of creation. This is the ancient art of chasing and repousse, a dance of pressure and patience that transforms a flat sheet of silver into a breathtaking, three-dimensional masterpiece. Our journey begins with a simple, unassuming sheet of silver, but its potential is limitless. The first step is to prepare the canvas. The silver is gently heated, or annealed, a process that softens the metal, making it more forgiving, more willing to be shaped. It's like waking up the silver, preparing it for the transformation ahead. This softened sheet is then set into a bowl of chaser's pitch. This isn't just any tar, it's a special recipe, often a guarded secret passed down through generations of artisans. Now, the magic truly begins. The artist isn't just wildly banging away. This is a conversation between the craftsman, the tool, and the metal. He is tapping the tool, driving the silver down into the yielding pitch. With each gentle strike, the metal moves just a fraction of a millimeter. It stretches, it flows. He is outlining the petal of a rose. The hammerhead moves only an inch or two. It is a motion of pure economy. This first stage, called chasing, is done from the front. It's like drawing the initial sketch, defining the lines and contours of the final design. Every tap is precise, deliberate. A single misplaced strike could ruin hours of work. It's a testament to incredible muscle memory and a deep understanding of the material. Once the initial lines are chased, the silver sheet is carefully lifted from the pitch. It's a delicate operation. The pitch is heated just enough to release its grip, and the silver is cleaned, revealing the ghost of a design on its surface. Now, we flip it over. This is where repousse comes in, the French word for to push up, working from the back of the sheet. The artist uses rounded tools to push the metal outwards, creating volume and depth. This is where the rose petals begin to swell, to curve, to come alive. The flat drawing starts to breathe. It's a slow, methodical process of pushing and shaping, constantly checking the front to see how the design is developing. The process is a cycle. After the initial repousse, the piece is annealed again to relieve the stress in the metal. It's flipped back over, set into the pitch, and the chasing process begins anew. This back and forth, this rhythm of chasing from the front and pushing from the back, can be repeated dozens of times for a single piece. Each cycle adds another layer of complexity, another level of realism. It's a slow-motion sculpture, where the form emerges gradually from the flat plane. Watching this, you realize it's more than just a craft. It's a form of meditation. The rhythmic tap-tap of the hammer is a steady heartbeat. The focus required is immense. The artist must be completely present, feeling how the metal responds to every touch. There's no room for distraction. The world outside the workshop fades away, and all that exists is the dialogue between hand and metal. It's a connection that spans centuries, using techniques that have adorned everything from ancient armor to royal crowns. And finally, after countless hours of patient work, after cycles of heating, hammering, and shaping, the final piece is revealed. The silver rose is freed from the pitch one last time. It's no longer a flat sheet, but a living, blooming flower captured in eternal silver. The way the light plays across the curved surfaces, the sharp, defined lines next to the soft, rounded forms, is a symphony of texture and light. What began as a simple sketch and a blank piece of metal has been transformed, through sheer skill and dedication, into an object of profound beauty. It's a powerful reminder that with patience and passion, we can shape the world around us, creating something extraordinary from the ordinary. If you found this process as mesmerizing as I did, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the world of master craftsmanship. The sound acts like a lullaby. It is consistent, steady, reliable. It is the sound of time slowing down. The silversmith pauses. He rotates the heavy iron bowl on its leather sandbag base. The leather crunches softly, a dry, granular sound as he adjusts the angle. He needs to reach the curve of the stem now. He picks up a different tool. This one has a slightly wider tip, meant for smoothing the metal, for creating a gentle undulation in the silver leaf. He flips the silver leaf over. It rests in a bed of pitch, a dark, resinous substance that holds the metal firm while he works. The pitch is both hard and yielding. It supports the silver, preventing it from collapsing under the force of the hammer. He gently warms the pitch with a torch, its flame hissing softly until it's pliable enough to receive the silver piece. This is a result of years, of decades, of practice. His hands know the way. In a world obsessed with speed and efficiency, this kind of work is an anomaly. This is what brings the piece to life. It's not just the shape, but the texture, the finish, the way it interacts with the world around it. The journey of this small silver leaf is far from over. It will be annealed and worked many more times. It will be shaped, refined, and polished until it is a perfect, shimmering representation of its natural counterpart. It will then be joined with other pieces to create a larger work, perhaps a candlestick, a goblet, or a decorative bowl. Each component will be crafted with the same care, the same patient attention to detail. They are the hands of a creator, marked by their work. Yet, they handle the now gleaming piece of silver with the utmost care, as if it were a fragile bird. He holds it up to the candlelight one last time, turning it slowly, inspecting his work from every angle. The flame dances across the polished curves, a final, approving glance. The reflection is no longer a shiver, but a smooth, unbroken river of light. Around it, the tools lie silent. The fire in the hearth has burned down to glowing embers, their warmth a gentle blanket in the cool night air. Have you ever watched a silversmith at work? It's a dance of fire and force, a conversation between the artisan and the metal. Right now, the workshop is filled with the rhythmic ring of a hammer striking silver. Each tap, each precise blow, is slowly coaxing a flat sheet of metal into a beautiful, curved bowl. But then, the hammering stops. A sudden, deep silence fills the room, a silence you can almost feel. The silversmith sets down his hammer, its polished face gleaming in the light. What does that mean? Work hardened. It's a fascinating phenomenon. As the silversmith hammers the silver, he's not just changing its shape, he's also changing its internal structure. On a microscopic level, silver is made of tiny crystals. Think of them like loose grains of sand in a box. This is what makes the silver malleable, letting the smith bend and shape it. But every single hammer blow compresses these crystals. They're being pushed closer and closer together, packing themselves into a tight, dense structure. The space between them disappears. The grains lock up, unable to move. The metal becomes hard, springy, and eventually brittle. The silversmith knows this by feel. He can sense the resistance in the metal, the subtle change in how it responds to his hammer. He knows that if he keeps hammering now, the silver will protest. It will fight back, and then it will fail. A tiny microscopic crack will form, and with the next strike, it will split open. All the hours of careful work would be lost in an instant. This is the precipice every silversmith stands on. It's a delicate balance between shaping the metal and pushing it too far. The art isn't just in the hammering, it's in knowing when to stop. The silversmith stands up, his heavy leather apron groaning with the movement. It's a sound of purpose, of a craftsman who knows the next step in this ancient dance. He walks over to the hearth, the heart of the workshop. Here, fire awaits. The idea is to heat the silver to a specific temperature. For sterling silver, that's around 1100 to 1200 degrees Fahrenheit, a dull red glow in a dim room. This heat gives the tightly packed crystals the energy they need to reform. They rearrange themselves, growing larger and spreading out, returning to that relaxed, spacious state they were in before the hammering began. The internal stresses built up by the hammer blows are released, and the metal becomes soft and workable once more. The silversmith carefully places the work-hardened bowl onto a mesh screen over the hearth. He reaches for his torch. With a click and a hiss, a bright blue flame leaps to life. He begins to move the flame evenly across the surface of the silver. This is not a task to be rushed. He's watching for a specific sign, a subtle change in the metal's appearance. With each annealing and subsequent cleaning in a mild acid bath, more of the copper alloy is removed from the surface, leaving a richer layer of pure silver behind. This is what gives finished handmade silver that beautiful, soft, white luster that you just don't see on machine-made items. He continues to heat the bowl, moving the torch in slow, deliberate circles. He's reading the metal, listening to it with his eyes. The surface begins to shimmer slightly as the temperature rises. Soon, a faint blush of red appears, visible only when he moves the flame away for a moment. This is the moment of transformation. The crystals are realigning. The stress is melting away. The metal is surrendering to the heat, becoming soft and forgiving again. Then, he turns off the torch. The silence returns, but this time, it's different. It's not the heavy silence of pause, but the quiet anticipation of the next step. Using long tongs, he carefully lifts the hot silver from the hearth. There's a moment of suspense as he carries the glowing piece over to a bucket of water. With a sudden, explosive hiss, the bowl plunges into the cool water. A cloud of steam erupts, billowing into the air. If it were allowed to cool slowly in the air, it could become brittle again. It's now covered in a dark layer of oxidation from the fire. It looks tarnished and messy, but underneath that dark skin, the silver is soft, rested, and ready for the next round of hammering. After a quick dip in a pickling solution, a mild acid bath to clean off the scale, the bowl emerges looking bright and new. It's matte white, thanks to that fine silver layer we talked about. The silversmith dries it and takes it back to his anvil. He picks up his hammer once more. This entire process, hammering, hardening, annealing, and cleaning will be repeated dozens, sometimes hundreds, of times for a single piece. Each round of hammering brings the bowl closer to its final form, pushing the metal a little further.